And we're back for another episode. In this episode, we're going to be carrying on the main story for Shadowbringers. And as always, hello from Mithrie. What's up? So we are here in the Crystarium, sorry, at 10:13. So we were talking to the different NPCs within the town. So let's do it. Let's talk now to Braggy. So, new to the city, friend. The spinning head and wide eyes are a giveaway. Welcome, my name is Braggy, and I'm the master of these markets. They give the district another official title, but I'm not in the habit of using it. Too florid by half. In any case, our merchants stock a range of equipment for Maestel, such as yourself. So, finding something in your size shouldn't be a problem. I'm sorry, did you say Maestel? Actually, I'm a Makote. Must be a dialect I'm not familiar with. So let's see if we can straighten this out. You see those two in front of us? The shorter one is a hume. The taller one is an elf. That sturdy individual over there is a Galgent, whilst the one with the horns is a Dran. And then you have the large, scaly chaps with long tails and a knack for raising livestock. Those would be the Zun. Which is apparently not the name you know them by. Now, curious to know which far-flung region you hail from. Now, the same as the Exarch. Well, that explains it. You don't get much further flung than that. We've had a few of your lot pass through in recent years, and despite their obvious learning, they floundered over the simplest things. But not to worry, should you find yourself confused by the local language or customs, I'll be here to answer your questions. Your exchange with Braggy has taught you about the peoples of the First. Okay. Right, so we need to now go back and talk to him. So once we get there, we will continue. Okay, here we are. So, let's talk to him. So, well, how did you fare? Did my colleagues help you form a clearer picture of this world and its people? Yep. So, life in the Crystallum, an account of how the Exarch summoned the Crystal Tower and the city built by the refugees who sheltered there. The Flood of Light, an account of how the Warriors of Light caused a flood, which later led to the appearance of the Sin Eaters. And then the peoples of the First, an account of how the races of the source are known by different names in the First. Yes, it seems that you were treated to a most thorough introduction. I understand it was something of a chore, but it was necessary that you grasp these things before we proceed. As for the Crystal Tower's origin, you have noted the details were sparse. The structure is in fact the selfsame one you know from the source, transported to the First in its entirety. It was my first attempt at breaching the boundaries between worlds, something of a trial run for your eventual crossing, and although I do not know which era I tore it from, I do know that its arrival served to set the wheels of fate in motion. Cool. So let's complete. Let's get the chess piece. So let's just see how the chess piece is. Let's see if it's better than what I have. Okay. So 3, 4, 5 strength. Yep, it's actually an upgrade. How about that? There we go. Right, next quest. So the next quest is called Travelers of Norvrandt. The Crystal Exarch is finally ready to discuss a matter of your comrade's whereabouts. You've done as I requested and learned something of the world in which you find yourself. Now it's time I fulfilled my half of the bargain and explained what has befallen your comrades. That is a conversation I would rather have in the privacy of my quarters, however. I must go on ahead to the tower and organize a few things, but I shall see the guard knows to admit you. Cool. The tower gate lies open then? Well, yes, of course. It can be open and closed just like any other. Does that seem strange to you? I know not how the tower functioned in your time, but I assure you there is no danger of us being locked inside. Okay. So, let's run up quickly to the gatekeeper. There he is. So, greetings, madam. The Exarch awaits you within. Yes.
Welcome to the Ocular, my private study. We can speak here without fear of being overheard. I have much to explain, but the truths which I must touch upon in doing so would cause only distress and confusion to the people of this world. Pray keep that in mind. Now, I am sure you are desperate to know the fate of your fellow Scions. To put it simply, they are here in the first. Their arrival, however, was not as recent as you may imagine. Here, time flows at a different pace from that of the source. In the space of a single hour in your home world, an entire year might pass in the first.
Oh, wow.
And the reverse could also be true. The pace fluctuates without rhyme or reason, and it cannot be predicted. That said, we seem to be entering a period of near equivalence. And thus, for the moment, you need not overly concern yourself with the passage of time. As for your companions, however, Y'shtola and Urianger have dwelled here for 3 winters, all told, while Thancred's count stands at 5. Even our more recent arrivals, Alphino and Alize, have lived in the first for almost a year. My intention had been to summon only you, but the art of reaching across worlds has proven exceedingly difficult to master. Thus it was that my fumbling hand closed upon those to whom your fate is most closely bound as well. As they were not the object of my summons, their transference was incomplete. Though they may appear to possess corporeal bodies, they are, in truth, merely spirits that one can see and touch. Consequently, while you yourself will be able to pass between worlds with relative freedom, they will not. Much as it grieves me, they are stranded here, unable to return.
So, then find a way to send them back. What have they been doing all this time?
We spent every waking hour searching for a way to reverse the summoning. In the beginning, at least. As you may have surmised, however, our efforts met with little success. And then we all but abandoned the endeavor once Urianger shared with us the vision he had witnessed during his journey through the rift. In that chaotic no-man's land between realms, time and space warp and blend in unexpected ways. What Urianger saw was the future. That which would one day come to pass. In his vision of tomorrow, the first was rejoined with the source. This collision of worlds brought about the 8th umbral calamity and the deaths of countless multitudes. Amongst those who perished, Urianger clearly saw the fall of the Scion's mightiest champion. He watched you die.
Rip.
And thus did the Scions embrace their exile, and began searching this world for a means to forestall the coming catastrophe in yours. Their souls are stranded in the first, yes, but they have fought on, desperate to save their home and you from destruction. Nor have their efforts been in vain, for it was they who finally established that the elimination of the Sin Eaters will indeed serve to prevent the calamity. Considering these circumstances of our meeting, you would be forgiven for doubting my version of events. And so, before all else, I would suggest you track down your comrades and hear the tale from their lips. I shall of course be happy to assist in these reunions, and you need not make any decisions regarding your involvement until you are certain of where you stand. Meanwhile, I promise I will not rest until I have found a way to help your friends return home. What say you? Have I earned your trust for the moment, at least?
I guess. For the moment. Aye, but I'll see you keep that promise. For want of a better choice. I'll do the first one.
Excellent. You will not regret this. With that settled, we shall have to see about getting you ready for the road. Traveling across the rift has no doubt left you weary. I will arrange for a room where you might rest in comfort. While it's being prepared, perhaps I can show you around.
Okay, so let's speak with him. So the Crystalline boasts a number of residential districts, but I've been informed that a room has become available at the Pendants, which, as it turns out, is perfect. Our path there will take us past the markets, and I was hoping to give you my own introduction to their wares. Come along. Okay, so we need to go to there, so let's teleport.
This is the Musica Universalis, the commercial heart of the Crystarium. What you might need to prepare for your journeys can be purchased here.
Cool.
Ah, yes. You must be curious about the currency. Fear not. The gil you carry will serve you well enough. Each nation once minted its own coins, but was all a jumbled mess following the flood. After much debate, the local merchants eventually elected to revert to the old ways, wherein a coin's value was decided by the worth of its metal.
Right, makes sense.
As for a unit of measurement, we agreed upon the term gil, a word borrowed from coins uncovered within the Crystal Tower here. And as our traders peddled their wares across the land, so too did our usage of gil become common practice. From what your stola tells me, a standard coin from the source equates to exactly 1 gil here.
Isn't that convenient?
Our way of life has benefited greatly from the artifacts we recovered from the tower, some of which may be familiar to you.
They have smartphones.
But I fear it would not be practical for us to provide everything to which you are accustomed. You shall need a means to access the commodities of your home world. A Van Kerm Sin?
Yes, I'm here. Of course I'm here. What amusements do you have for me today?
My dear Feo Ul, paragon of pixie kind. For you, I have the most vital task. This fine lady is a friend from a distant realm. And we have need of a means to ferry things back and forth from her home. Might you be able to assist us in this matter?
You came from beyond, didn't you? From beyond the rift? How wonderfully exciting! What a brave and reckless and marvelous thing you did! You've the heart of a pixie, you do.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't exactly my choice.
After careful consideration, I have decided to grant you my assistance. Make a pact with me and the fun can begin. But answer me this, traveler. Did your garments come with you when you crossed over? Your teeth? Your nails? Just as I thought! Then you've a good stout connection with your home through which all your belongings, great and small, may easily pass. From this moment forth I will be your Isne Fis, and you my Snay Yak. Like the branch which sprouts from the sapling, our bond will flow unbroken from one to the other. Raise your hand. Tis done. We are bound now, dearest sapling. Come then. Make your request. Tell me your desire. I wish to visit this world of yours.
Mayhap her message to your friends in the Source to inform them of your safe arrival.
So I'll send a message to Tataru.
Consider it done.
Because she was with us when when I disappeared.
That was Feo Ul of the Pixies. Their kind possess an affinity for magic akin to that of arcane beings. They rarely show themselves in populated areas, but Feo is insatiably curious even by Pixie standards, and seems to have taken a liking to the Crystarium. Right, we were going to organize a room for you, weren't we? Come along.
Pish posh. I hope the inn rooms here look nice. So as a result of the pact with Fia Ul, you can now access delivery Moogles market boards, summoning bells while in the first. Cool. Nice. Okie dokie. So we now need to go to there. So let's go. Let's teleport to the pendants. Okay, let's go. So, there you are. I was just finalizing the matter of your accommodation. You'll have a private room here at the Pendants for the duration of your stay, to make use of it as you see fit. When you are ready to retire, the manager will show you to your lodgings. Pray rest and recuperate. We shall reconvene in the Ocular anon. I believe that covers all of the practical concerns. Thank you for answering my call, Mithrie. We are denied the comforting blanket of night, but may peaceful dreams attend you nonetheless. Okay. Let's talk to the manager of suites. It's a pleasure to meet you, miss, and welcome to your new home at the Pendants. Your room is ready. If you care to retire. Yes, let's go. Oh, wow. You? Uh-oh.
I know you. You're the warrior of light from the source.
Warrior of Darkness?
What? Did you just... You can hear me? Oh, gods, how long has it been? That was what I called myself in your world. The Warrior of Darkness. My real name is Ardbert. I used an alias in the source. A daft one, looking back. If you recall my tale, it was my comrades and I who caused the flood. We thought our home doomed. And so we listened to the Ascians. Let them guide us to the source, and tried to hasten their God's damned ardor. I remember when we fell, defeated by you and yours. I remember our audience with Mithrie, how she listened to our pleas and returned our souls to the first. The flood was poised to swallow Norvrandt. Mithrie and my friends, they surrendered what little they had left to hold it back. Just faded away, leaving me to bear witness. Tell me, do you know the year? How much time has passed since we caused the flood? $100 years. 100 long years. My hands find no purchase. My gestures catch no eye, and my pleas, be they whispered or screamed, reach not a single ear. I am a shade, cursed to do naught but drift. I feel as if I've been walking forever. I hardly noticed when my mind and body began to fray at the edges. Then bang! My senses were sharp again. I felt like a fish being reeled in, and before I knew it, I found myself in this room. Why is it that you can see me? What are you even doing here, come to that? was summoned to save the first. A waste of time. This world is beyond saving, like those who try to save it. Muddled as my mind may be, I've not forgotten that. But if fate has brought me to you, the one person in this God's forsaken world who can see and hear me, then perhaps there is a reason I endured. If I can find out why I was left behind, then maybe I can bring this journey of mine to an end. Well, I'll be watching, Warrior of Light. But do me a favor. Be careful out there. This world has had its fill of heroes.
Okay. So next we need to go to there. Interesting. So let's teleport back now to the Docile Gate. That's why it's such a good idea to unlock the FFXIV system like straight away when you go to a new city in the game. Okay, here we go. So, Mistress Mithrie, the Exarch awaits you within. Yes, let's go in. Okay. Portal to the source, interesting.
Ah, how did you find your new quarters? I trust you were able to rest.
Well enough, thank you. I had a ghostly visitor.
I was not aware the room was haunted, and you were rather tired. Well, should you receive another visitation, be sure to let me know. Now, let us return to the subject of the Scion's whereabouts.
Wow.
This map shows the lands of Norvrandt, the only area to be spared the flood of light. The Crystarium is here, in the region known as Lakeland. To the north is the fairy kingdom of Il-Meg. That is where you'll find Urianger. To the east lies the once prosperous civilization of Rak-Tika. Your Stola is stationed there, in the heart of the forest. Alas, neither location can be reached without considerable difficulty.
Eek.
As such, I would suggest you first seek out one of the twins, each of whom is stationed but a short flight from the Crystarium. Alphino is on Calusia, an island off the western shore. It is home to a city called Yulmore, where the rich and privileged while away their days in idleness. For his part in furthering our cause, Alphino journeyed there to meet with the citizenry and forge alliances. From what I hear, he has since kept himself busy gathering information around the main settlement. Alize, meanwhile, traveled south to the arid wastes of Armorang. They lie upon the very edge of the inhabitable world, where the flood of light was halted. Those who dwell there live in constant fear of attack by the Sin Eaters. In contrast to her brother, Alize felt that her energies would better be spent learning about the enemy, and thus she sells her services as a guard, both to hone her skills and gather information on our foe. So, will it be Calicia or Armoraine? It matters not which you choose to visit first. Simply inform me once you've made your decision, and I will see to it that you are provided with a suitable mount.
Cool.
Ah, but you must be wondering about Thancred. He has taken up with a new companion, and is presently engaged as a wandering hunter of Sin Eaters. Being ever on the move, his whereabouts are often difficult to ascertain, but I am certain your paths will cross ere long.
Cool. So that's complete, and we'll get some legs. Okay. So I think that's a good time to end, guys. Before we go, let's quickly get the legs. Okay. There you go. Another upgrade. Alright guys, so that's it for this episode. If you liked it, be sure to give it a thumbs up. You can watch around the video over there. You can watch the latest upload down there. Or you can click down here to subscribe. Thank you guys. Bye-bye.